Hello traders, how are you doing? It's Iliya here and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 11. As always, we're gonna have a look at some potential opportunities for the next week and summarize the market direction overall. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my future content, and let's get into the analysis. Very bearish week for the dollar. In fact, we have no wick to the downside, indicating very strong bearish pressure, Marubozu candle, and an evening star formation here. With this massive wick, we expected a dollar downside, so I am immediately sell bias on the dollar. I think our monthly Fibonacci play can start to develop right now after we had this long range of consolidation, kind of trying to push to the downside multiple times but failing. But right now we're seeing huge momentum down. In fact, the whole week was consolidation, and we'll see right now on the 4-hourly and daily as well. Look at this, we had a gap down, then we started consolidating. We had 3-4 days of consolidation, and we finally pushed down on Friday. So on the 4-hourly, we can see very clearly the range, something like, let's draw it like this. The range, failure to break to the upside, failure to break to the downside, and now we're having this massive bearish engulf here, breaking the support level. So for our potential support levels, I will be monitoring this level here, 96.70. And I will be looking for some kind of pullbacks into the beginning of the week, but with this bearish momentum, price can just continue flushing down. But I will expect some kind of pullback before we continue down. So very bearish on the dollar. Let's have a look on the other pairs. Having a look at Euro USD, the last weekly candle closed bullish, but with this rejection to the upside, which is indicating that sellers came into the market at around 1.1250s. So we're currently having some selling pressure, so I would expect some kind of a pullback as we are on the dollar. And so just because we're very sell bias on the DXY, I will be long bias on Euro USD. So, and with this weekly formation, it boosts the confluence as well. Daily time frame, with this very bullish push, we managed to break and close above this lower high formation, indicating a trend invalidation. So we're currently stuck into our range. As you can see, we have 4 days of consolidation. We have wicks to the upside that may just try to trap some short sellers maybe before going up. But just we may have created right now a higher low formation in order to push up. About resistance level, I will be closely monitoring this zone right here because we have resistance, supportive region here. So this will be my first take profit area if I manage to go long on this pair. And on the 4-hourly, we can clearly see the consolidation box. Choppy price actions. What are we waiting for? A simple break and retest, guys. Just like this, or we can have one to the downside, we never know. So monitoring closely the Euro USD, and I will keep you updated in my Telegram channel. A short position on Euro JPY was shared in the Telegram channel, so I really hope you got into this. So let's analyze right now. We're having this I would say long leg doji on the weekly time frame, indicating indecision. I see the wick to the upside is very long, indicating selling pressure again, but we're kind of entering new territory right now. We broke below this major support here, and now our next level of support may be this one here at around 115, or maybe just a little bit above, sorry. So currently in no man's land, as we like to say. So let's have a look at the daily time frame. And we're having push, corrections, light push to the downside. We haven't made a new lower low yet. So we may start monitoring for potential double bottoms for reversals, because this market has been trending down in a very long period of time. So this may not lead us to a reversal, but we always have to keep our eyes open for such occurrences. So currently sell bias as well. I am expecting a new lower low to push down on the 4 hourly. Here is the setup I shared with you. I saw this kind of level here being respected, a lot of wicks to the upside. I managed to get a very tight entry, and my targets, which I shared with you, wasn't fulfilled, but I took profits around here where this candle closed. So I managed to get out with very nice profits, and I hope you did as well. So what are we waiting for into the beginning of next week? I will wait for a slight pullback up to create a new lower high and to enter another short with my current targets of 118. I think that this level will get tapped first before we can attempt to make any reversals to the upside. And that's it. Target 118 and waiting for a potential lower high formation in this market. Aussie dollar USD, that's a pair that is very influenced by the DXY, so I am immediately going for a long bias. And just looking at the weekly time frame, we have this massive rejection from the downside, and we managed to close above this kind of liquidity area here, which was considered for a supportive region right now as the pair was entering new territory. So with this weekly candle, I really do expect a push to the upside. Checking the daily time frame, we have this massive wick down, immediate response with this bullish engulf, and now we're kind of retesting. So a long position is actually aligning right now. We may see it earlier in the week. So if we analyze price action right now, we have this push down, and we broke and closed above this kind of lower high here. Even this one we managed to close above and stay above for a long time. So right now, what are we doing? We're creating a new higher low formation. I am waiting for price to approach this kind of region here, because that was the previous that's kind of a liquidity area here, which I'm looking for, and a potential higher high, I would say, or higher low, this one. So very simply waiting for price to approach the area or even reject above it. We have this point of liquidity right here, so price may find support right here. So long bias on Aussie dollar, we'll be monitoring closely and we'll be informing you. Aussie dollar Swissy, as expected on the previous volume, we had this bearish continuation. So what are our plans for the week ahead? Well, we're currently sitting at this very strong supportive region. I can even draw it like this. A lot of failures to break below, so right now we're kind of supporting again, very not very visible. So let's switch down to the daily time frame. We have kind of consolidation here, wicks to the downside. That was a very nice rejection, and I think that right now we're filling the wick. So on USD Swiss, we may expect some kind of retracement first. The trend overall is bearish. With this leg down, we broke this supportive region here, so we're in a downtrend right now. But if we switch down to the 4-hourly time frame, we can see a clear ranging market like this. So if price manages to break right now this very strong supportive region and the current support being formed here on the 4-hourly, we will have a simple break and retest of this pair, and we will be able to ride it down to the unknown areas for now. Just looking at the daily, our next kind of area of support can be this one here. So if the price manages to break below and close below and retest, we will be having a lot of downside on this pair for profit taking. I just want to quickly mention GBP USD, because we were expecting some kind of a pullback, I believe, but this pair has been in a massive flush since a lot of time. So what causes this? Well, we have a lot of Brexit uncertainty and the new prime minister, and actually the whole economy is slowing down because business owners and retail kind of companies are kind of uncertain what will happen with the pound if Brexit actually works out. And this kind of uncertainty weakens the pound. And another confluence for this is a lot of people trying to buy it. So from this areas here, 1.29, a lot of people tried to buy this. We had kind of 80% of traders long on GBP USD, and just that's the most kind of simple fact that explains why GBP is continuing to flush, because the banks know that the majority of traders are long position on this one, and they just enter their shorts, take out the stop losses below here, and we're having this massive flush down. So I am not expecting anything on GBP USD. If price manages to come back up to retest 1.29, I will enter short to ride it down to 1.20. But I think that 1.20 will be a nice support for the pair, and we will have some pullback from there. But I'm not trading GBP USD for a very long time, as well Euro GBP. So I just wanted to mention for you guys that are trading GBP pairs, and I would advise you just to stay away until all of this messiness is getting resolved. Euro Aussie dollar is a very nice pair for which we have a nice trading opportunity. So just looking at the weekly time frame, we're having a massive wick. I believe that's almost 300 pips. Yes, so that's a lot of volume and a lot of liquidity entering in and around this area, 1.68. So bearish bias on Euro Aussie. Let's see the daily time frame. We broke 1.64, and we're looking right now as kind of a retest of it to continue up. So that is very, very possible. But if we switch down to the 4-hourly time frame, I can see a shift of structure. As you can see, we had this trend line, we have broken it. We had this liquidity area here, which was broken as well. And now we're looking kind of to create a new lower high in order to flush down. So I will be closely monitoring this because I'm not 100% confident in this trade, because just looking at the daily, we're in a nice uptrend, and this may just be a pullback in order for price to continue up. But if we pull a Fibonacci like this, we have space to the downside to tap the 61.8 and even the 50%. So I think we're safe from at this time to enter a short position. The downside of this is 150 and even 250. So I think we will be able to extract some nice pips if we get the signal. I will wait for Monday to kind of retrace a little bit higher, or just start to consolidate and give me the signals which I'm looking for short opportunities, and I will keep you up to date in the Telegram channel. Aussie dollar NZD is a pair which I mentioned in my Telegram channel this week. That's why we're gonna have a look at it now. Weekly time frame, we had this massive wick to the downside and then massive bullish pressure closing us bullish engulf. So I am bullish from the weekly time frame on the pair. Having a look at the daily, we have this perfect morning star formation here, 1, 2, 3, this massive kind of rejection candle from the downside. We're having here a supportive region as well, which may have served as a demand area of the pair. And we have 2 days of consolidation here, kind of distributing profits after the push. So right now, what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for some kind of a pullback to form before I go long. Something like this. That's on the daily time frame. Let's have a look at the 4-hourly. Okay, so we're currently in this kind of distribution phase, ranging market. This level may not be very strong. That's from the daily time frame. I will just wait for some kind of correction before we push up. And let's just see the opportunity I mentioned. It was in and around this area here. I was looking for a potential lower high because we had very clear waves down. We have push, correction, and I was expecting another push down. So I entered in and around these areas here. Stop loss was like this, I believe. or it was okay, I'm not very sure. But I exited on break even on this trade, and in fact I was got by slippage because that was a news release candle. We had very important news, and I didn't take this into consideration. So I my break even didn't hit, and I was taken out with a slight loss. But it doesn't matter. We're going on to the next trade. And so what am I expecting now? As I said, a slight pullback down in order for price to continue up. So that's it with this week's analysis. I really hope you found something useful. Leave me your feedbacks down in the comments. Follow me on Telegram, Instagram, and let's kill it this week. Thank you for staying up until now.